Unilock, once again, is bringing you new ideas and products to help you be more profitable and successful in your business. Unilock is pleased to present Unilock Elements, pre-built outdoor living features such as fireplaces, grill islands, water features, and more. This in-depth training video has been compiled to illustrate all the important facets of a complete backyard installation with Unilock Elements and Unilock Select Pavers. Witness the incredible transformation that will take place on this basic home in only 3 days. Normally, a project like this would take a typical landscape crew 3 weeks to complete, but with Unilock Elements, this type of project can be installed in only a matter of days. Elements, introduced to the market exclusively by Unilock, are quickly becoming the rage in outdoor living products. These pre-built modular units make the installation of a complete outdoor living retreat fast, efficient, and a lot more profitable for you. Now, you can offer these beautiful vertical features to clients without worrying about having the skilled staff to construct them. By using Elements, your staff can concentrate specifically on installing the pavers and getting on to the next job quickly. You'll be amazed at how well Unilock Elements are made. Such detail would be difficult to accomplish if built by hand in the field. Unilock Elements are engineered and constructed in a controlled environment with custom-developed adhesives and quality UL-listed components. In addition to these benefits, Unilock Elements come with the same lifetime guarantee as Unilock Pavers. Your customer will be impressed to see how these elements dramatically change their outdoors and how well they complement the color, texture, and style of the Unilock pavers in the patio. Unilock Elements are also easy to sell because your customer can see exactly what they're getting, and you can easily design them into your plan using Unilock's Real Landscape Pro or Google SketchUp software. Unilock Elements are also an excellent retrofit opportunity. We recommend that you contact all your previous customers to let them know about this exciting new add-on that will help them extend their outdoor living season. Now, let's take a look at what working with Unilock Elements is all about. The key to a great project is planning. This project was designed with Google SketchUp, a three-dimensional software program that lets you design just about anything. This software is free from Google. Also, most Elements models can be downloaded from unilockprofessional.com to help you design your project. Good planning encompasses many things. First, make sure your material, including pavers and elements, is ordered several weeks in advance whenever possible. This will ensure that it will be delivered to your project site several days before it's even needed, so you'll have everything on site when you're ready to start. Second, prior to excavating, it is critical that you contact all utility locators for an exact location of any buried cables, gas lines, etc., to prevent any damage to buried lines. Next, transfer the measurements, elevations, and locations from your plan to the building site. Use string, stakes, and marking paint to mark all important coordinates. Your string and marking paint should be fluorescent so that it can be easily seen. Make sure all lines and markings are square to any existing buildings or structures. Always double-check your measurements and locations. Mark the location of all the landscape components, including any planting beds. Marking the garden areas will help you avoid unnecessary excavation. Edging all sod areas with a shovel will make it much easier for your machine to strip the sod from the surface. Staging the product is also an important part of planning. It's a good idea to inspect the pavers to make sure that the material is exactly what you ordered. Placing your materials in easily accessible locations will save you costly man-hours later. If your site permits, it is much easier to place the pallets of material before excavation. After staging all your materials, you're ready to remove the sod. In the planting areas, it's only necessary to remove the sod so that you can conserve any good topsoil. However, if the soil is very poor, then you should remove the sod and the topsoil. Notice how clean the edge is because of the edging you did along the painted lines. Excavation will remove any heavy clay soils and subsoils, which can hold water that causes frost lifting in cold climates. We recommend a minimum of 6 inches of gravel base below the elements units and below the surface of pavers. Depending on the site conditions, this could vary plus or minus 3 inches. Refer to your Unilock Tech Guide for specific depth recommendations. Never use the fill that you excavate to fill in low areas. Clay materials will not compact properly, and if you're constructing anything on this area, it will be unstable and may cause settling. Setting up a laser level will assist you in establishing the proper amount of excavation. Depending on the grade of a property, you may need to excavate deeper in some areas and very little in others. It's important that all topsoil is removed down to the subsoil. Once your excavation is down to the required depth, it's a good idea to use a ramming compactor, sometimes referred to as a jumping jack, to recompact any subsoil that may have been disturbed during the excavation process. This will also remove any air pockets or voids that will later result in settling. The smoothed out surface will make it easier to paint markings for elements placement. Elements can be installed on a compacted gravel base. However, we recommend that taller units, such as the fireplace, be placed on a poured concrete pad. Check your plans for location and elevation to confirm placement of the fireplace, which the main layout of the patio is centered on. The height of the pad can be determined by using the laser level or a string line and line level. Take your time. The pad must be at the right height. For this fireplace, we'll install 4 8-inch concrete tube forms to provide additional support for the weight of the fireplace. The holes should be deep enough to go below your region's frost line. You may need to adjust the tube height by cutting some off. These tubes are then filled with concrete and the pad is poured on top. A simple 2x4 form can be assembled on site to form the concrete base for the main fireplace structure. For this project, we'll be placing the hearth on a compacted base of gravel. Transporting gravel into a backyard can sometimes be a daunting task. Whenever possible, plan an access for gravel and cement trucks to dump the gravel right where you need it. The gravel we recommend should be a graded 3/4 inch and down to dust gravel, which is typically the same gravel